Welcome to Creative Fairytales. Here we peel back the layers of enchantment to reveal the hidden and creative truths of your favorite childhood stories. Our mission is to delve deep into the realm of fairy tales, those captivating bedtime stories we're all familiar with. Seemingly innocent narratives of princesses, mystical beings, and heroic adventures, but are they truly as innocent as they seem? So fasten your seatbelt and let's get started. In the heart of the bustling city of Everville, a unique and modern reimagining of the classic tale of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was about to unfold. This was a world where enchanted forests had transformed into concrete jungles, and magic now dwelled in the simplest of everyday moments. In this contemporary setting, Snow White was not a princess waiting for a prince's kiss, and the Seven Dwarfs were not miners in a remote cottage. Instead, they were ordinary people navigating the challenges and opportunities of modern life. So let us begin. Once upon a time, in the hustling and bustling city of Everville, there lived a beautiful young woman named Snow White. She was a hard-working, kind-hearted soul who found herself in the most peculiar of circumstances. Snow White worked at the restaurant called Bagel Haven, a small, upscale, beloved bakery where she spent her days serving delicious bagels to the people of the town. Now, the Bagel Haven was owned by a woman named Regina, who was known throughout the city as the evil queen of baked goods. Regina was a bitter and envious woman who couldn't stand the fact that Snow White had become the bakery's most cherished employee. Snow was beautiful, kind, and had a way of making everyone around her feel welcome and loved. Regina's jealousy festered over time, and she hatched one wicked plan after another to rid herself of Snow White. But Snow White was no damsel in distress. Despite her modest income, she was a resourceful young woman who kept her wits about her. One fateful day, Snow White stumbled upon a small apartment for rent in a quirky part of town. It was a curious place, inhabited by 7 of the most eccentric individuals she had ever met. They were, in their own unique way, her saviors. The first of her new roommates was named Grouchy. Grouchy was a perpetual pessimist who always seemed to be in a foul mood. But beneath his rough exterior, he had a heart of gold and looked after his new friend in his own gruff way. Then there was Smarty, a quirky but brilliant doctor and inventor. He always had some new contraption he was working on and could fix anything that was broken. He became Snow White's confidant and a source of wisdom when she needed advice. Jolly was the ever-cheerful optimist who couldn't help but spread joy wherever he went. His infectious laughter and uplifting spirit brightened up the apartment in Snow White's life. Wheezy was a kind, gentle soul who suffered from allergies, and his sneezes were legendary in their intensity. Yet, despite his ailment, he was always willing to lend a helping hand. Silly was the youngest of the group, an innocent and lovable guy who had a unique charm that endeared him to everyone. He might not have been the brightest, but his pure heart was a constant source of comfort to Snow White. Shy Guy was a shy and reserved individual, but his sensitivity and kindness made him a great listener. He was the one Snow White could confide in when she needed to share her worries and fears. And finally, there was Drowsy, the perpetually sleepy one. He could fall asleep anywhere at any time, but when he was awake, he was an absolute delight. Snow White's life changed dramatically as she settled into her new home with her 7 oddball roommates. They may have been quirky, but they were fiercely loyal and protective of her. Together, they formed an unconventional family that supported one another through thick and thin. Regina, on the other hand, continued her nefarious schemes to ruin Snow White's life, but each attempt was thwarted by the bond and love that Snow White had found in her new living arrangement. Over time, the Bagel Haven's reputation for delicious bagels grew, largely thanks to Snow White's charm and her family of 7 oddballs. Regina's bitterness only deepened as she watched her business flourish, unable to understand that true success was not about destroying others, but about fostering genuine connections and kindness. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Snow White's life with her 7 oddball roommates continued to be a source of joy and inspiration for her and those around her. They faced the ups and downs of life with resilience, and their unique personalities blended together in a harmonious symphony of love and friendship. They also were all hired to work at Bagel Haven because the restaurant grew so rapidly. Snow White's reputation as the Bagel Queen grew, and the Bagel Haven became a place where not only the bagels were warm and inviting, but the atmosphere was too. People flocked to the bakery not only for the delicious treats, but also to bask in the genuine smiles and laughter that always filled the air. Regina, however, found herself increasingly isolated as her bitterness and jealousy continued to consume her. Even as her business increased tremendously, she began to suffer in her quest to destroy Snow White. Regina had driven away all those who might have been her friends or supporters. One day, while gazing into the magic mirror she had always relied upon for advice, Regina had an epiphany. The mirror, which had once been her confidant and enabler of dark deeds, now told her a simple but profound truth.
Beauty is not in one's face, but in one's heart.
Regina realized that her obsession with her own beauty had turned her into a bitter, vengeful person. She also understood that the source of Snow White's appeal was not her external beauty, but her inner goodness. It was a realization that shook Regina to her core, but made her happy. Desperate for a chance to make amends, Regina decided to have a long talk with Snow White. She was nervous, but her longing for forgiveness outweighed her fears. The next day she walked into the bakery. She was met with the warm smiles from Snow White and her 7 roommates. Regina felt the genuine warmth of their welcome, and tears welled up in her eyes. She approached Snow White and humbly apologized for all the harm she had caused. Snow White, known for her forgiving heart, embraced Regina and welcomed her with open arms. The customers in the bakery were astonished by the transformation they witnessed as Regina's heart began to soften. It was a reminder that redemption was always possible, no matter how deep one's darkness. Regina decided to change her ways and sought to make amends by turning the Bagel Haven into a place of genuine friendship and love. She, too, found unexpected support in Snow White and her 7 roommates, who were willing to forgive and offer their friendship to her. Over time, the Bagel Haven flourished, becoming a symbol of transformation where people could come together, make amends, and learn that kindness and love were the true sources of beauty. The Bagel Haven expanded, not just in size, but in its mission. Snow White, her 7 roommates, and Regina worked together to turn it into a community hub. They organized events, workshops, and gatherings that fostered connections among the people of Everville. It became a place where neighbors became friends, and friendships blossomed into a tight-knit community. Snow White's roommates each found their own unique ways to contribute to the Bagel Haven's transformation. Grouchy, who had been so gruff at first, became a mentor to troubled teens, helping them find purpose in their lives. Smarty used his inventive skills to create gadgets and technologies that made life better for everyone. Jolly's infectious joy and laughter became a symbol of the bakery's welcoming spirit. Wheezy's allergies were no longer a burden. They became a platform for raising awareness about environmental issues and the importance of clean air. Silly's innocence and charm endeared him to people of all ages, and he became a beloved children's entertainer, spreading joy and wonder wherever he went. Shy Guy's ability to listen and empathize made him a remarkable counselor, helping people navigate the complexities of their lives. And Drowsy, despite his frequent naps, became a mindfulness teacher, showing people the importance of slowing down and appreciating life's little moments. Their influence extended far beyond Everville as people from all walks of life began to hear about the extraordinary transformation of the Bagel Haven. The story of Snow White and her 7 roommates, the Bagel Queen and the once evil Queen, became a beacon of hope for a world often marred by jealousy and hatred. And as for Regina, she truly turned her life around. Her redemption story served as an example that change was possible for everyone, no matter how deeply they had strayed. She and Snow White became close friends, working together to spread the message of kindness and love. Regina even made Snow White a partner at Bagel Haven. The Bagel Haven's success, however, was not measured in profits or accolades, but in the countless lives it touched and the ripples of positivity it sent throughout the world. The people of Everville learned that beauty was indeed found in the heart, and that the most extraordinary transformations could occur when people came together with love and understanding. In the end, Snow White, her 7 eccentric roommates, and Regina discovered that the true magic of modern times was not found in mirrors or poisoned apples, but in the extraordinary capacity of the human heart to change, grow, and make the world a better place for all. Their story became a timeless reminder that love and kindness could triumph over darkness, just as it always had in the old cherished tales of once upon a time. Well, that's all for now.
Hi there, I'm the Magic Mirror. Thank you for watching Snow White and a Bagel. If you enjoyed the story, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us create more magical adaptations of beloved tales. Stay tuned for more enchanting stories, and remember, love and kindness can make the world a better place. See you next time. And remember, every time you look into the mirror, say hi, because I'll be watching you.